That's how you bounce back, baby. Consistency.
Every time they made a run, we answered. We stepped up to the challenge. Our defense, we were in there. We self-corrected when we needed to. All right, we communicated on the floor, multiple levels of effort. We were connected on both ends of the floor.
After back-to-back disappointing losses to teams they were expected to beat, the Indiana Fever returned to Gainbridge Fieldhouse to face the Atlanta Dream, with everyone wondering if the team was starting to crumble. Caitlin Clark had just come back from injury, and there were rumors of tense arguments between her and head coach Stephanie White. Brittney Griner's sharp comments from the last game still hung in the air. But what followed wasn't an ordinary win. It was a message. The Fever didn't just defeat the Dream. They controlled them 99-82, reminding everyone why this squad can still contend for a title. If you're backing the Fever, drop a comment. I've got the Fever. Let's go.
Man, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game. And so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up and I think like 7 days or whatnot. And so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court. But we're trying to figure it out. And I think you guys see it. I think we're all a little frustrated.
Picture this. The Fever had dropped 2 games. They were favored to win, and suddenly people were questioning if the season was slipping away. Losses to the LA Sparks and Golden State Valkyries weren't just unlucky breaks. They hinted at bigger issues beneath the surface. Things got shaky when Caitlin Clark suffered a groin injury, and Derica Dantas was away playing for Brazil. Rotations got scrambled, players were shuffled into new roles, and what once flowed now looked forced. The frustration was clear every time they stepped on the court.
I kind of alluded to it earlier, but how difficult has it? Does it feel like you guys have had to toggle back and forth between identities with like Caitlin out, Caitlin's back, Caitlin out now, back and forth sort of thing?
Yeah, and it's no one's fault. I mean, no one wants to see anyone injured, right? And it's when she is playing with us, we play a different style of basketball, and it's almost like 2 different teams, right? When she's with us, you play a different style. When she's hurt, which hopefully she's done being hurt, Lord, please hear us, and then we play a whole nother different style. But I do think that once we catch rhythm with her in, we're going to be really, really good. But we can't just keep saying it. You got to put your money where your mouth is.
Coach Stephanie White envisioned a patient, deliberate style of play, slowing things down to control the pace. Clark wanted to push tempo, using her passing and court vision to create faster looks. This wasn't just a minor disagreement. It felt like a real battle over who the team should be. At times, it almost looked like 2 different teams depending on whether Clark was running the offense. The unexpected losses only added to the tension. Ball movement stalled, players hesitated, and Clark's shooting struggles made it worse, hitting just 28.9% from the field and 11.4% from deep over 5 games. Then came reports of loud, heated exchanges between Clark and White at practice. Not quiet talks, but team-wide confrontations. Pressure kept building, and it felt like something had to change before it all came apart.
They're a great team, the Valkyries, but it's not to our standard. And so we're running out of time, to be honest. And I think that it's going to light a fire under our butts. And so hopefully you'll see kind of that energy shift tomorrow.
That matchup against the Atlanta Dream felt like a crossroads. It could have led to a complete collapse or pushed the Fever to finally unlock their potential. By then, it wasn't only about plays and game plans. It was about proving they could move past conflict and come together.
We're trying to figure out what's clicking, what's not clicking, what works for us defensively. But at the end of the day, I think what we can hang our hat on is not getting outworked, making sure that we're the aggressors, making sure that we're getting O-boards, controlling what we can control. And I think we need to do a better job at that. And if we can do that, I think stuff offensively will open up for us.
Insiders say what really stood out happened at halftime. A raw, direct clash between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White, never meant for cameras. The first half had been rough, and frustration was obvious from both sides. The team kept falling into the same mistakes that cost them in those earlier games.
There were people at the game that have told me that this happened and they saw it. So, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White were having a heated discussion at halftime.
Insiders say Clark didn't hold anything back. She openly called out certain teammates and pushed for changes in the lineup. Reports even claim she urged Coach White to bench Kelsey, Mitchell, and Nolissa Smith because they don't pass. This wasn't just casual feedback, it was a bold challenge to the team's offensive system and to players slowing down ball movement.
Word in the street is Caitlin Clark told White to sit Kelsey, Mitchell, and Howard because they don't pass. Could be true. Caitlin went to tie her shoe. Like, that is something that I noticed. Like, Caitlin literally, when When Natasha Howard had the ball, she didn't even look. She was basically walking back on defense. She essentially walked back on defense every time Natasha Howard had the ball. And by the way, if you guys didn't see Natasha Howard looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter. She looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter in what was just incredibly...
The argument got so heated that nearby players could clearly hear raised voices. From the coaching area, everyone quickly understood this wasn't an ordinary halftime chat. It felt like a turning point that could shape the team's entire season. The tension was obvious, and it seemed like something major was about to happen. This had moved far beyond advice. It had become a fierce debate that could shift everything.
Look, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White clearly like and respect one another, right? But that doesn't mean they always see eye to eye. And I am beginning to suspect more and more that there's a bit of a divide between the way that they see the game and the way that they think the Indiana Fever should play.
What made this moment different was that Clark didn't just criticize. She brought real solutions and showed the leadership she's been known for. Since college, she could see exactly where the offense kept breaking down and wasn't afraid to challenge her coach in front of the team. Stephanie White had a choice to make on the spot. Stick to her original game plan or trust Clark's instinct about what would help them win. The most striking part, watching two intense competitors, both determined to succeed, trying to find common ground.
You can just hear what they have to say and connect the dots a little bit. Not to mention, it didn't go well against the Golden State Valkyries. That was obvious to everybody, of course. Just a rough performance from the Fever. And on its own, that wouldn't be that big a deal. Clark just back, getting her acclimated, all those things. But it's these repeated statements or this issue that seems to be lingering under the surface when it comes to the team's offensive identity that is interesting.
The real test came right after halftime, when it would become clear if that heated talk had really changed anything. What happened next wasn't chaos. It sparked a turnaround that turned a struggling team into a united force. That raw honesty built trust that had been missing. And those biting comments Brittney Griner made about Clark. The Fever didn't forget facing the dream again. They made sure Griner and her teammates felt every bit of their answer. Griner's trash talk from the last game had crossed a line, and it still burned fresh as the Fever stepped back onto the court.
But we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, "F***ing white girl."
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girls.
From the very first tip-off, you could sense an extra layer of focus. The Fever rallied around Clark, refusing to let outside criticism pull them apart. This wasn't just another game anymore. It felt personal. Everyone seemed locked into the same message. If you target one of us, you take on all of us.
Loud, but it's really loud tonight.
Clark, the hesitation, draws the foul, lays it in, and one, Caitlin Clark.
Sophie Cunningham stepped up in a huge way, finishing with a fired-up double-double, 16 points and 10 rebounds, and playing with a level of energy that set the tone. She hustled for every loose ball, battled under the rim, and sent a clear message that the Fever wouldn't be pushed around. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell led the scoring with 25 points, showing that going after this team only makes them hungrier. Mitchell's shots kept falling, and her offense kept the Dream's defense guessing. Even though Clark's shot still wasn't clicking, she finished with 12 points and handed out 9 assists, proving she could still control the flow of the game. Instead of forcing long shots, she attacked the paint, got to the line, and kept teammates involved. And Aaliyah Boston put on a complete performance, minus 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists, turning the Fever into a pass-first team the Dream couldn't stop. Boston's court vision created easy baskets, and her quick passes kept the offense in rhythm all night.
Dribble penetration has been an issue for Indiana in defending that. They got to do a better job of guarding the ball and not worrying about the action.
A hot, cold season for the Fever defensively as Mitchell splashes home a 3. Here going in the first half. No, that's the handle underneath. Still 6 of 10 from the three-point line. Jordan Canada here tonight. Mitchell turns the corner, gets inside, bounces. Howard flips it.
By the fourth quarter, It was clear this wasn't just another routine win, it was a statement to everyone watching. The Fever put up 59-37 in the second half, proving they could regroup and close strong after a shaky start. That turnaround spoke volumes about their resilience and team chemistry. What changed everything? Unselfish play. 27 assists on 35 made shots, an impressive 77%. Assist rate that shows what happens when the whole team rallies together after one of their own is targeted. Sophie Cunningham summed it up best. This is a special group, and when we can go out there, have fun, compete, and feed off each other, it just becomes easy.
Now here is Clark. Eyes ahead. Lob inside. Finds Boston right on the money.
Win wasn't just about the scoreboard. It offered a glimpse of what championship-level basketball can look like when everything clicks. The Fever's convincing 99-82 victory over Atlanta proved that when the roster is healthy and in sync, they can compete with anyone in the league. You could see it in every crisp pass, every rotation, and every play built on trust. It truly felt like this team found its rhythm.
I just love it. I really do think this is a really unique and special team.
It is.
In the locker room, we really do love each other. Like we love spending time together. Our practices, I'm not gonna lie, are long, and sometimes we have to hold hands and be like, hey, we're gonna get through it.
Right.
But this is a team that I have never felt like this in the W. And I've been in it for 7 years. I know you've been in it for
Yeah.
8, and so this is a special group that we have. And so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy. And when people are smiling, like you don't ever see Kels really get like that, but when we see her get like that, we're like, oh yeah, like we're in it, you know what I mean? And when other teams see that, it's game over. And so we're our best when we're having fun.
Even more impressive, this was only the second game all season the Fever had their full roster available. Imagine that, barely any time practicing together, yet they still controlled the game against a tough Atlanta team. It shows just how much potential this team still has as they keep building chemistry and tightening rotations. Those 27 assists on 35 baskets, a 77% assist rate, prove what happens when talented players buy into team basketball. As Sophie Cunningham said, I really think this is a unique, special team. We love being around each other, we love to compete, and when we're having fun, it all feels natural.
Our team kind of got in a groove, honestly, when Kate got hurt. And we were playing good offense, good defense, but we're a whole different team when she isn't. And so we have to learn how to adjust, how to get her involved, how to keep people who are hot. And so just kind of learning that and then staying consistent in that. But the things that we can control is our effort, our energy, boxing out, defensive scouts, and that's what we got to hang our hat on.
This wasn't just about beating Atlanta. It proved the Fever could handle internal pressure and outside noise, yet still show up when it mattered most. Coach Stephanie White spoke about learning to choose we over me, the mindset that turns good teams into great ones. And with more than half the season still ahead, there's plenty of time to build even stronger chemistry and consistency. Dropping 59 points in the second half, their highest scoring half of the season, showed just how explosive this team can be. The joy and energy fans saw on the court felt less like a finish line and more like the start of something bigger.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I think that our team has enough offensive threats that we should have 5 to 6 people in double figures every single night when we move the ball. When the ball is popping, we're a really hard team to guard. Again, we have to be disciplined on defense. We can get easy buckets in transition, but I think offensively, when the ball is popping, we're a hard team to guard in the W.
That second half wasn't just good basketball. It was a lesson in how top teams handle pressure. Scoring 5-9 points in the last 24 minutes, nearly doubling Atlanta's total and tying their best half in 7 seasons, wasn't about luck or hot shooting. It came from focus and discipline. On defense, they clamped down on Jordan Canada after she scored 26 in the first half, exactly the kind of quick adjustment great teams make. This night showed that when the Fever are healthy and locked in, they have the chemistry and talent to challenge anyone. And the smiles, high fives, and energy on the floor showed fans what might be coming in 2025. If you're rooting for the Fever, comment, I've got the Fever. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss what's next. Tap the video on your screen, and see you next time.